welcome everybody. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin paired up against USDT. So before we get into the price action, I'd like to say thank you for supporting us by watching this video, and if you'd like to support us further, why not hit that like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment with any feedback. We're always interested to hear from our community. And talking of community, why don't you check out our Discord? You'll find the link down below in the description, and this is where all the magic happens. It really is a monster. There's so much going on down there. We have bi-weekly AMAs. We have live TA daily, which happens at 1 p.m. GMT. We also doing Elliott Wave theory courses. So there really is a lot going on down there. Our members can also request TA. There's a lot of perks for being a member. So yeah, why not come down and check it out? When you land in there, just mention one of the admin team and we'll be happy to guide you and let you know more about the server. Okay, so with all that said and done, let's get into the price action. So there's a few ways of looking at these moves recently. This is one of the ones that I'm tracking. Another thing that you can find in the Discord is all my alternative counts. Sometimes I'll only show a few of the more probable ones, but on there what I've done is I've listed all the possible counts that I can see for the waves that with the information that we have. Okay, so it's been a really boring weekend. I don't know about you guys, but I almost fell asleep with my computer trying to chart some of these things. It's just been so sideways. So with this count, we're looking at the potential for an extension within this third wave here. And basically, that would be confirmed by dropping down and crossing this 14,776 area. That would then make us look for this teal fourth wave and fifth wave, which would become this yellow third wave, and we would then expect another fourth and fifth off of that. Like I said, there's a few options, so the invalidations for these are also shown here by crossing this 21,480 and 22,799. Also, if we cross above this basically invalidates this whole potential of a five-wave move coming out of this. So within this option, there's a few ways of looking at this price action over the weekend, and it's potentially still not completed. We could be having a bigger triangle in here as well, which I'll go over later on in this video. But for the most part, I was looking at this as a five-wave move within here, and the potential of this being a fourth wave here. If it continues much longer and we don't break down, then I wouldn't say that this is very likely anymore. There is a possibility that we've already completed this triangle within here, where we have an A, B, C, D, and E. So actually, this line here, this line here would actually come down like this, and we have an A, B, C, D, and then this E is broken. It hasn't crossed C, so it's still valid. And then we could be starting to break down here. If we move above this point here of $17,011, then I would invalidate this as potentially as the fifth wave starting down here, and this option becomes less likely. Until we move back above there, though, this is what I'm currently tracking, that we could be setting up here for this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 coming down into this zone. A move above 16,546 would invalidate this yellow fourth wave that I've got plotted here. So let me actually turn that to red, just so we know it's there. So this is another invalidation point. I like to put these on because it's sort of an early warning that maybe we need to reevaluate the count, and it just allows us to keep track of everything that's going on. So if this does develop as this fifth wave, five-wave move down into these lows here, the next thing that I would be looking for confirmation of this would be a retracement up here into this red box zone. This is a typical fib zone rejection area. So it's just the common fib levels that we can face rejection off of. So that would be 0.5, 618, 702, 786, and the 854. So those are common areas of fib retracement. So if we move up here in a three-wave move into this zone, I've just taken it off the 618 because it's a common one, and it also lines up quite nicely with this previous support that we had here. We could retest this, find resistance, get rejected. So that's my thought process behind that. If that is the case, then this green five-wave move that we have here could be looking to play out, where we have this as a 1-2 confirmation of this green five-wave move that we have plotted out here would come at crossing 14,537. In which case, then we would be looking for a fourth wave and a fifth wave down, which the target area for that, just based off of fib retracement levels. Obviously, this all depends on how the waves actually form. But if it comes up to the 382, we could be looking at this zone here, 14,216 to 13,963. My apologies. So that is basically what I'm tracking for this option. If we break up above this E point high here at 1711, then this whole option here becomes invalidated of this five-wave move starting already. I don't like the look of it if this progresses and carries on working range bound as a fifth wave like this. So we'd have to either argue at that point that we have an A, this is becoming a B, and we're going to drop down in a C wave, probably the same distance as that. But we 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 don't really have enough information to say whether that is the case or not at this current time. So this is the one option that I'm following. The alternative to this, let me go back to the daily. I'm on the daily. Okay. The alternative to this is that we're looking to finish this move off in a ending diagonal. So basically, invalidation of this only comes from crossing back above 25,206. In a ending diagonal, we would be looking for. So there's a few ways of looking at this move in itself, to be honest. We could be looking at this as an A, a B, and a C down here, and that could be our wave one. Once this five-wave move completes, if it has not completed already here at 15,815. If we cross back below this point, this would invalidate this as potentially being an endpoint. If that wave has ended there in this zigzag, then we could also be looking for the potential of having a move back up here in a zigzag for this wave two. There's no real height of this yet because we don't have enough structure to work off of. But we can argue that if this is going to be, we could look at it to maybe move up to this 20,982 if it's a 0.618 retracement, or maybe even only as high as this 20,000 area here. It could fall short of this. We'll go over that in a second. So, but that's basically the idea of this option, is that we could be looking at a zigzag, 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 zigzag down in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this is the case and it's a contracting variant, then wave 1 will be our longest wave, followed by wave 3, followed by wave 5. Wave 5 can truncate, so we need to be cautious of that if this does play out. But until we get more confirmation, there really is so many options that could be happening right now. Yeah, it's actually quite scary. So if we fail to develop down in that five-wave move we were previously talking about, and rather this is something else like a triangle in the opposite direction where we have this as an A wave, this is an A, B, C. We might look to retest this as a D wave up here. invalidation of this would come by crossing 17,125. If that happens, then we know there's no longer a possibility of this being a triangle as shown here. But we have to just also bear in mind that what sometimes can happen is that we might have like a triangle within one of these waves. So where this is an A, B, and then we have a C wave here, and then effectively you just have, sorry, wrong line. Then effectively what we have is a bigger triangle like this where where this ends up actually just being a, B, and a C, and then that becomes this B wave point over here. So it really is, until we get some kind of substantial or meaningful move out of this one way or the other, this could just carry on becoming range bound. It could just be A, B, then we move up and C, D, E, and it breaks down, or it could be the other way around where we have an A, this is a B, C, D, E, and we look to break up. Breaking up currently, the 1-to-1, if this is an A wave to the upside, would take us here to this 18,411. That ties in with this rejection zone here, which is just a typical rejection of this move off of here. So if this is going to look to continue down, then we might face rejection here, maybe at the 618, which is at 18,988. Also a psychological level of 19,000 there. So yeah, it also ties in with previous support here. So we potentially could look to retest this before looking to carry on dropping down. So that is what I'm looking for at the moment. This this sideways range within here, this could like I said, it could develop within the let me zoom in a bit more, within these yellow lines, and then look to break up, and then this would just be an A, B, C, D, E, and then we break up. Or alternatively, we could face that we have a bigger triangle forming, and we basically have something like this, which will form along maybe a different line here. And then basically we would have A, B, C, D, and E breaking to the upside. So yeah, this is one thing that I'm looking out for. This could potentially play out the same way if and form a bigger triangle if we break to the downside, but for the most part, this is what I'm looking at. This is my most likely option. Uh, is that either we're gonna be forming this smaller triangle within here and breaking to the upside. The reason for this is if we have a look at the stochastics, the lower time frames are good. The 1 hour has gone up quite quickly. I hadn't noticed that sneaking up. Daily is low. Weekly is coming down nicely. So the 8 hourly still got some to drop. The 4 hourly is oversold. 1 hourly is looking to come down and is overbought. This could support our other option that we were looking at of having that fifth wave down into that zone, and then looking for a wave two up to correct the stochastics. But we just need to bear in mind that until something invalidates, there's so many options. But this is basically the alternative option for if we have a break to the upside. If we break to the upside, 18,411, and anywhere between this zone could be a potential area we could look at. We would need to be mindful because there's a way of counting this as a 5 wave move. It's not very neat though, and I don't really like it, but it is possible. So if we had to move, so let's work with this bottom here. If this develops as a triangle, it can go past this 1.618, but if it just develops as a ABC and then we have some kind of move developing off here where it just is an A, B, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up into these zones, then then effectively we need to be careful of this zone here of 20,259. If we move directly up there from this move, um, then we could be looking at a bigger impulsive move where we have a one down in two, up in three, four, and five, and then we would be expecting a deeper retracement up into much higher levels. Until we get any concrete moves out of this, though, it could just continue to develop sideways. So we'll just have to wait and see. Uh, yeah, if you've enjoyed yourself, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Uh, that is my brief update for today. Until we get some moves out of this, there's no point going over too much because it could be anything. Um, like I said, if you want to come down into the Discord, we have the options laid out there for everyone to see. For our members to see, the BTC and ETH options that are shared on a daily basis are available for non-members. I hope everyone has a great day, and we will see you all in the next video. Uh, take care, everyone. Be careful in that market.